Okay. Before we start, I just want to do a quick recap on the first lesson that I did basically. Maybe at that time you are not here yet. A quick recap just to introduce to you some of the equipment or that we use in pencil sketching. Okay, you will get to know gradually later on if you can visit stationery or art store. The first thing that we normally do basically is 2B pencil. This is 2B pencil. This is for sure you know. And then I have like 6B pencil, which sometimes I use it. And then we have 8B, 8B which is more darker. I have 8B. And then I have 1B, which is a bit harder for you to do some light sketching. But most of the time, the one that we're using basically is 2B. Okay. Now, if you go to a shop, if you want to go more into serious in doing sketching, basically, you can go and buy this. This is what we call paper pencil. The usage of this basically is very simple. Paper pencil, normally we will, like last time what we did, we did scrap like this, and then we take a tissue or our hand to smash it. But the use of the pencil paper basically is to smoothen the pencil, so to make it more smoothen and to spread evenly. So that's the use of the paper pencil. This we can in advanced stage you can use this. Okay. And then if you go to school, for sure, you have mechanical pencil. This is 0.3, which is very small mechanical pencil, where normally a lot of students using this, especially for if you're using a ruler or if you want to write, basically you use mechanical pencil. This mechanical pencil is useful also in sketching when you want to do something which are in detailing works, something which are detailed or small item, you can use mechanical pencil. Another two things which you might encounter later on is the lead holder. This is what we call lead holder. This is under Rotring brand, lead holder. Normally, architect we use this in doing the sketch. So but you need to buy the lead. It comes separately. It's just like mechanical pencil, but you have a bigger lead, basically, bigger point here. Yeah, this is lead holder. There's another type that normally artists use is a much bigger lead holder. This is like 0.6 millimeter. So much bigger lead holder. You can buy this from stationery shop. There are several types. So you have a bigger lead, so you don't have to use sharpener to sharpen your lead, basically. So this is normal, like 8B. The one that I have about 6B, I think. This is 6B lead. So normally we can use this. But in our class, basically, we just use a basic one, which is 2B. Yeah. Okay. So everybody ready? Okay, good. So last 3 lessons, basically, we learned about building. We did the Hagia Sophia, and then we learned to draw trees in a forest. And then the last lesson that we did, basically, we learned about drawing sky and water and wave, right? So today, I want to combine all these elements into one drawing or one sketch. I zoom out a bit. So we're gonna draw a small house. We're gonna have trees. We're gonna have forest. We're gonna have mountain. We're gonna have sea. But today is not really a sketch that we're gonna do, but we're gonna do what we call a scribble. Okay. What do you mean by scribble? Okay, scribble is we're not gonna use any more eraser. You just do a very rough sketches, a scribble. So scribble, usually you use scribble to initiate your sketches, and then later on, some of you which are good in doodle, they can do doodle. Some are good in doing acrylic, they will use acrylic. Some use oil painting, they will use oil painting, watercolor. They will use watercolor. But so scribble basically to establish your composition of your sketch. Now, some of you have A3, some of you have A4. That's fine, basically. So we're gonna start. So we're gonna start now, basically. Yeah. First of all, we have to establish our boundary line. Yeah, horizontal line. Sorry, horizontal line. The middle of the paper, you have one horizontal line across the paper. Just do very sketchy only. This is, we're going to do a very scribble. I'm not going to do any detailed sketch. Basically, we just do a very simple scribble drawing. I just scribble. So normally scribble people, normally active, we'll hold pencil like this, basically. So you have to relax your hand. You can hold like this also, but make your grip further from your pencil. So this is how we're going to use. So look at my hand. Basically, I hold it very relaxed, but at the same time firm, basically. Yeah. Okay. First we want to do our composition. You can start following me. Basically, you have one line, scribble one line in the middle.
So you're doing this horizontal?
Yeah, we do it in a landscape mode. Yeah, in a landscape mode.
Like
Yeah,
this.
in landscape mode.
Can we show it to them?
So we're gonna do in landscape mode like this. Yeah. Yeah, I think everybody know landscape mode, not in portrait. Okay. You pick one point somewhere here on this side. You know, we divide in this into one section and two section, 1 and 2. You select one point here. We're gonna scribble something here first. Yeah. Just scribble like this horizontally.
Zoom in.
I will zoom in. Okay. Zoom in. So I just relax, and then I just scribble a very light line, basically. Yeah, scribble like that a bit, and then here a bit. Just bear in your hand that you have to tighten your grip, but you use your elbow basically to control your hand. Also, you need to have another piece of paper just in case if you want to put your hand, so you will not smudge your sketch. So since we're doing scribble, I'm just doing something like this. We're gonna draw one small house here. This is the base of the house. Yeah, the base of the house. Just do scribble like that only. Yeah, and then later on, just do one vertical line here. And then one horizontal line here. Yeah. Then this line will continue a bit here. And then do one line here. And then one line here, one line here, one line here, and one line here. Yeah. And then we can horizontally, we just darken it this area here. Very simple. You don't have to be precise. Basically, we just do scribble. We just scribble things only. Yeah. Yeah. And then maybe one line here. Let me just a bit. Okay. And then maybe line like this. Okay, we're gonna do part of the wall of the house, one small house, and then the roof, something like this, and then something like that. Okay, I will zoom in further. Very simple one. You have to, I will hold my pencil like this, just relax and just do sketch like that only. Yeah, or like this. And then we're gonna draw one like a triangular shape here from this point here, like a triangular shape. Just do relax, basically. Just you don't have to compose. Just to relax, and then like that. Okay, so now we have the roof of the house. Don't worry, you don't have to struggle, okay? Okay. But what you can do, start what we did just now, we just do a horizontal line here. Yeah, horizontal line, just scribble horizontal line here, and then scribble a horizontal line here, this side, horizontal line. Just scribble like that, basically. That's fine, you know, you don't have to be precise. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 vertical line. You can vary the distance. And then some of this line, maybe you leave this one white first, and then we fill in this portion here slightly darker. And then over here, maybe slightly darker, yeah. So do like that only, slightly darker. Simple. Then okay. Next, what we need to scribble, basically, yeah, maybe there's some roof form here a bit. Projecting to this part, and then one small portion here projecting out. This, and then line down. So you have one part of the house which is facing you, and the other one is facing this way. Now, so this is what you're gonna have now, right? Okay. I need to adjust my position so that it'll be a lot easier for you to follow. Let me adjust a bit the camera. So I will zoom out a bit so that you can see how the first that we did. Okay, yeah. So somewhere around here, just scribble like this, and then scribble a few more lines here. Put some darker area here, darker area here, darker area here, and then do one like a triangular shape here for the roof, and then another roof which is parallel to this. You can scribble one side, and then a bit here and a bit here, just to show the other part of the roof of the house. Okay, okay. Now let me zoom in. Now we want to draw some trees behind it. Okay. So how to draw trees? Very simple. We're gonna draw one tree here, like a pine tree here. So how are we gonna do the pine trees? We do a simple one. First, what you can do. Let me zoom in first. The camera. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, just in the camera. Okay, okay, that's fine. Now, out a bit. We're gonna draw one tree at the back of this house. How to draw a tree? We do very simple. A simple scribble only. You don't have to be precise, yeah. Maybe we take like this, and then we do like maybe one line here, just your gut line, and then this is gonna be something like this. The shape tree is gonna be something like this. You can see? Yeah. This is the shape of the trees. So once you draw this, you draw very light first. This is your gut line, basically. Yeah, this is the center of the tree. This is your gut line. So after this, what you need to do, basically, you just need to scribble at the back of the tree, the back here. You don't encroach into your house. You just do at the perimeter of the house, like this type of shape, this type of angle. Same also on this side. Make sure you don't encroach. You leave this one clear. This one, we can make it darker at the edges between the trees and the house. We make it dark. Yeah. And then the rest, You just scribble like this only. It's just an angle like that. So I just do a we can do a very quick one, basically. Just, you can mix one side of this direction, a bit of this direction, and a bit of this direction. You can get the perimeter of the trees first. So the tree is going to be like this. Yeah, and then you go layer by layer, basically. The one of the technique to draw trees, regardless whichever tree that you draw, you can draw it layer by layer, which means that you draw, you overlay on top of each other of your line. So we do like this. So now we have the shape of the tree now. It's a pine tree at the back. Okay. Later on, now we got roughly the shape of the tree. Later on, we come back. Now, next, so the tree is going to be on this part. Let me zoom out a bit. Okay. So I just do a scribble on it. We are not going to do any detail works. We just do a scribbling. Yeah, very rough. Now, next, we're gonna draw some trees on this side. So from the top of this, basically top of here, we're gonna draw some guideline for the trees like we did for Hagia Sophia. Maybe something like this, go like that, go like that. So that's one layer of the trees. Next, we're gonna have another layer somewhere around here. This is going to be another layer. You just draw a very like an organic shape. That. And then maybe one layer here. Okay. I just scribble only, yeah. Line. Now, after you do this, we do the same technique that we did for this tree. Same technique. Yeah. So same technique. Use your flattened area of your pencil, and then keep. Hold on, let me just. So we just scribble along this line here. So what we need to do, this is your guideline. So basically you need to scribble within this line. Just do like that. Very simple one, and carefully you don't encroach into the house. Also on this part, you can start put some scribble, just follow the shape. Just scribble like that only. Yeah. And then I will also scribble on this line here. Just scribble here. Don't worry, you don't have to, no need to use eraser. We just do a just scribble a few lines on top. Okay, so we establish, and then also you can scribble here. The technique is that when you do this, just to show the layers, you do scribble slightly below so you have a gap, which is in white color. So just leave the gap, just try to create some gap here. And then also here, see what I do basically, yeah. I just leave some gap around here, you have gap here, you have some gap here, or white patches. So by doing that, basically you're creating like layers by layers. Because later on, after this, so this one, I think we can make it slightly darker, the one that near the house. When you put the darker portion here between this and the building, it enhances the building to establish, it define more the shape of the building. So you can always vary your angle of your sketch, basically your scribble, which is 45-degree, 90-degree, so you can vary. So once it's hit the ground, I make it slightly darker here. Then, as you know, very simple now. From the ground, maybe we need to put some tree trunk and branches. So this is ground level. You just do one line here, black line here, and then you stop here, and then you continue. You do, it's just like you punch through this area, and then you come out like that, and then maybe one here, and then it come out like that, like that. And then we have one here also, that this become the branch of the tree. So maybe I have one here, and then I have one here, goes here, goes here, few more branch here, few more branch here. And then we might have also one branch here, one branch come out from here, and maybe one branch here. Very simple. Yeah. Okay. Now we leave this area now. We will come back to enhance further. So I need to bring you all to compose other area. So as an overall now, we reach to this part now. Let me zoom in. So, okay, I just take one corner here. You can see now we have pine tree here, some trees at the back here. Yeah. Now, then we need to extend a bit of this line. This line we scribble a bit, and then maybe we do, because we're gonna have water on this side. Yeah, water we coming to this part here. So what I will do now, like this, and then maybe another like a cliff or edge of the water edge. We're gonna draw water edge. Then one here. So basically this, just scribble line here. Scribble line here. So this is the guideline that we're gonna draw. This is the water edge. Yeah. So the water gonna come like that. So this is the water edge. Very simple one, yeah. So this, let me zoom in. Okay. So we have a land, we extend it somewhere around here, and then there's a water edge here. So very simple, we just do a darker scribble here. So slightly darker. Normally the edge will be slanting a bit, yeah. Slanting a bit towards the water, and then you have a water edge here. Now, when it comes, why we do some dark here? Dark here basically just like a shadow of this part here. Same also here. And then when it comes to this part, It's gonna be, we're gonna draw some grass. How to draw the grass? Very simple. I just do a scribble like this. So this is one side, and then we're gonna have some more grass here. Let me zoom a bit. So I just do one layer of grass here. So this is going to be our first layer of grass, and then maybe another layer of grass here. We do the same principle that you do for this portion, but as for the grass, you need to be about this length only, yeah? Just control your length of the grass. You can combine like that. And then maybe we have another layer here. And then another layer here. This is the basic of the scribble that we are doing. So later on, I think you can start, later on we start finish off. I don't want this drawing to be more detailed. It just need to be just like a sketchy drawing. So we have done the water edges here. Now, as you can see, we have a tree here and we have some water elements here. So there will be some reflection normally in the water. How are we going to do that? Today we're going to do a very simple one. So the shape of the tree is somewhere around here, yeah? So it will reflect somewhere around here. So this area, I'm gonna darken it. Just darken it, just like that only. Just like reflection. This area here, just some reflection and reflection. So this area is going to be much more darker. Now, how are we going to draw the water now? Just do a line, horizontal line, like we did for the wave. So this water going to continue the water line. Let me zoom out a bit, yeah. We're going to continue up to maybe up to here. I think we do another line here so that we're going to have some to show some distance, because we're going to draw a distant line. So you can scribble like this on this portion here. So this is where the water. So it's not a windy day, so the water is quite calm. So you just do a overlapping the line only, yeah, just to show the water. Now we've done the composition on this part. Then we're gonna draw mountain at the back, somewhere at the back. So I start maybe somewhere around here, yeah. Around here, I just do a line coming down like that. And then maybe like this, coming down. And then gradually, like that. Maybe you can't see it much. Let me zoom. So I did line here, line here, line here. So this line, basically, you can hold your pencil like this. And then slowly you can just take one direction, like this direction, this angle, and just very lightly you can put a shading to the mountain here at the back. You can leave this portion here white, so you don't touch this portion, so you have some like a white gap between the mountain and the water. So I do a very light scribble here. So we have a mountain there, and then this is the water edges. Let me zoom out a bit, okay. So we have some water edges, so we need to define this water edges here. So there will be some forest at the back. We just simply darken this area only. Yeah, you just do scribble like that. This is the line of the water. You can scribble like that to show that there's some silhouette of trees. Maybe you can do like this also. Maybe you can put silhouette trees like this. 1, 2. You just scribble like that. Scribble like this. Further, and this small portion here also we have some darker to show there's 3 here. So you can see now, this is the water line or horizontal line, and then we have some land in the further distance. Yeah, very light one. And then since this is the water, so we need to have some reflection here for this part. So reflection, you do slightly a very light one to create reflection of this area here. So I do a very light scribble here. Yeah, scribble here. And then whichever that, you just mirror it, mirror the shape, and then just scribble down slightly lighter. That's it. Yeah, so we have done. And then use your pencil, and then you can start same technique that we did for the wave last time, for the seas last time. Just do a line like this, horizontal line. You can control your tonality, either you press it a bit harder or hold it lighter, so it can create some dark area, some light area. So I continue to do this. So this is gonna be slightly darker area here once it comes towards the land, and then lighter at the back. So we need to show some wave of the water. Very simple one, very simple sketch. So I will zoom up a bit. Okay, see, now we have done our composition already. Initial composition, we have later on we will put some detailing for the house. We have trees here, and then we have open area here. And we have forest at the back. I just do some scribble basically, yeah, just scribble like that. And then we have mountain. Remember also how we're gonna draw the sky. You just very slight scribble, the same like water. You can use this direction also. You can scribble it like that. Very light one. You use the edge of your pencil. Very light scribble just to show the cloud formation. So I do a very sketchy sky. So we do a very light sky. Yeah. And then maybe one back here. So that's how simple doing sketching is basically. You don't have to stress yourself basically, just relax things, and then just draw a line only. Yeah. Now our initial composition is done. So we come back to this area now. We come back to this area for the house. I'm going to zoom in. We're going to put some detail here for the house. I take a piece of paper so that I could put my hand. Yeah, see? Let me zoom out a bit. Yeah, so I put paper here so that I don't smash the other part of the drawing. So the house, we're going to draw one chimney here maybe for the house. One chimney here. one chimney. This is the roof line. So then very lightly put some darker area to make it more solid like that. That's for chimney, and then maybe we put windows for the house. So at the roof, we punch it just to create windows here. We just do maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rectangular shape just to create windows. See what I did? Okay. And then maybe one small windows here. So you can put a few more lines for the roof. And then we need to darken a bit the edges of the roof. Yeah, darken the edges slightly. And then we have also a line here. You can darken it a bit. And then this we do like a pitch roof here, slanting to this part. And then here we highlight further like a shadow behind it. So we need to create some shadow for this roof. Yeah, and then that's basically you can do some like that to make it much like a solid one. Okay, and then I do something like that, and then maybe here I can make it slightly gray, slightly darker. Okay, simple. Then come to the back. We need to finish off this tree, the pine tree. So you can still continue doing the same stroke like that, but it's just like one layer here, like for example like this, and then there's another one here like that, and then on top do another one like that. So you have also this one here, come to here. You can press your pencil to make it slightly darker. Yeah. Also on this part. On this part, maybe slightly darker. And then darker here. Try to cover the white, the one in the middle, with a few angle like that, layer by layer. So I establish one side here, slightly darker, like that. Like that. I try not to use eraser, basically. Just try to play around between how you hold your pencil. If you want to make it darker, you press it further, press it more, and lighter, you hold it lighter. So, okay. So I finished, more or less, I finished these trees at the back here. Zoom a bit. Okay. Now, next, what we're going to do is to do this forest at the back here. So, initially, what we did, basically, we do a scribble for this portion, and we, now what we're going to do, we're going to scribble a very light, a very gray color on all the white area here. A very light tone we're gonna give here, so that to make it so you don't see your paper. So So make it like a gray color, yeah, just to cover. And then we need to start giving some volume, like we did for this pine tree. Maybe we take this angle here. It's better for us to stay at one angle for this, meaning that, look what I do. I do one angle here and then stop somewhere around here. And then I do another angle here, darker here, yeah. But I try to retain some organic form at the back. This is the simplest way or the simplest technique for you to draw like a simple forest at the back. So some of the color, some of the area, maybe you can press it a bit, make it a bit darker, just to show the contrast. And then some slightly lighter. So you varies the contrast basically, yeah. I just put here, a bit of here, maybe slightly darker. In reality, basically, those were darker area, basically just like a shadow of the leaf of the trees. So you can create the density. So just like that. So I try to maintain at one angle, which is on this direction. I varies. You can mix it basically, yeah. Just you can create according to the free form that you created. When it comes below at the ground level, normally we try to make it harder, make it darker. So I will try to slightly darker on this part. And then we have ground level here, yeah. We have ground level here. I try to make it darker like that. And then all over the top. You have to control your pencil and then just do one direction just to give some gray color on some area. Some area you can make it darker. So I try to establish. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay. So at some area, notice that at some area I make it darker. Especially we have a branch here. Maybe we can add some more tree branch here. Tree branch here. You can draw different size, but you can draw it in black color. Doesn't matter. So I just do a simple one. So at some area, I just do create some patches, dark patches at some area, just to give some definition to the trees. When you're doing that, you notice that you make it more dense, basically, yeah? The drawing become more alive. So we have some of the trees at the back here. Maybe you can do slightly light here just to follow your previous outline. Okay. So normally the one that behind the house, we try to darken it a bit compared to the rest so that you can define the house area here. So let me zoom out a bit. See, now we're gonna go forward. We're gonna finish off the water edges. We need to give some definition to the open area here. Yeah, definition meaning that we have to make it, since this is white, because you can see your paper now. So what you need to do now, basically, I just gonna scribble it a very light, the same direction that I did for the trees. So I just do a scribble like that, just to give a gray finish. So when you do the script, when you give the gray finish, so you don't see your paper, the white of the paper, give some tonality to this area here. This is the first layer, so that you make it more defined or more solid. So I just do a scribble only, yeah. This is what we call scribble. You don't do any detail much. You just scribble only. So once you, this area here, we need to provide put some horizontal line here. Yeah, like that. And then maybe some angle line like that. Maybe one line here. One line here. Come to here. Okay. Okay. Then once you come to this part, we need to draw the grass. One of the easiest plant to draw or to sketch is this grass. So basically just do another layer of a darker one around this area. So one layer in front here, darker one. And then another one here, also darker one. So normally we try to put much more darker area between the water edge and the land. So this is how I'm going to, so I try to define, and then at the same time this one can encroach a bit, just to, we need to create a line. Some people of you if you really want to go into more defined one, you can do one by one like this, basically one by one of the grass, layer by layer. By doing so, you can have a very nice finish for your sketch. So what I do, basically I repeat the same method that we do for the forest at the back, but with a shorter stroke of just to show the length of the grass. At the same time, I fill in the gap area with a grayish color or gray tone. So you varies the tonality. Some area are light, some area are darker, like that. So try to finish. When we come to water edges, remember you're doing like this, right? So once you come to the water edges, you can do it horizontally, but you can press your pencil to make it darker, and then some line lighter. So this is to create the reflection of the grass as well as the water edges. Very simple one. And then you can stretch your line out. Basically, you can stretch your line out. You can stretch your line out at the water edges to make it more nicer, basically, yeah. And then later on, you can use your technique, the one that you draw the wave last time, to create maybe like a small wave for the water. That's up to you to do it, basically up to your creativity. So the idea here, basically, we try to, whichever area that shows the whiteness of your paper, you try to make it slightly grayish. So it become much more solid. Let me zoom out. So you can see now your drawing become more defined. So remember also you have mountain at the back here. You have mountain at the back here, right? So maybe at the edge of the mountain, very light, a very gentle line. Basically, you can sketch like that, just to establish the line of the mountain here. Also at the back here. Let me zoom in. Very light one. So normally it's like that, and then gradually you can make it slightly bigger. And then maybe have some line here. Very light, basically. You have to control your pencil, and then slightly grayish area as some of this area. Same also on this part. Maybe we need to give some definition to this area, and then some of this area. So it's up to your creativity later on. Basically, yeah, you can finish off your mountain. I have maybe 1 or 2 layers of mountain at the back. What I did. So I leave some a very light gap between the mountain and the land at the back here. And then between this, you can draw slightly darker line to establish the water line or the water edge. Remember, you have some images, reflected images. Maybe we need to do you need to have some reflected images, make it slightly darker. And then slightly some reflected edges for the mountain at the back. So very simple, very sketchy drawing that we did. So, okay, let me zoom out so that you all can see the overall picture. So, yeah. So you see, we just do a scribble one. We don't use any eraser. Draw one house here. Pine trees at the back. It's a mountain. Some forest. And then open area and then grass. We have water edges. We have water. We have some land at the back. And then a mountain and then a very light cloud. Very light cloud here. So you can finish off, you can decide later on if you want to put more detail or more effort, it become more alive for this sketch. If we maintain like this, then it become like a scribble or kind of sketches, scenery sketches or water edges sketches.